Hello, everybody. I think it's day 6 of my Monday through Friday videos. I decided to do it Monday through Friday and um, focus on my family on the weekends. Not that I don't focus on them during the weekday, but this seems more prevalent that I obviously have a 45-minute lunch and I can focus on actually have more quiet time. So, but today I want to talk about relationships. Relationships in the sense of, with your children, with your girlfriend or boyfriend, or with your spouse. Um, First and foremost, obviously, yesterday I talked about finding yourself, and I think a lot of people who are in, I call them toxic relationships, um, can't find themselves or lost themselves in a relationship that they shouldn't be in. I mean, there's a lot of time wasted, guys. I remember when I was in relationships, obviously I wasn't the best person in the world. I'm the first one to admit that. And I didn't set an example the way I should have, which led to that. Many breakups, but boy, have I learned the hard way. Um, I was married to a fantastic woman for 7 years, and then we got divorced 2008. So it was I always say now I can say we took like 9 years off, but since then we reconnected, and that, oh my gosh, it is totally different. Um, as friends, of course, but she remarried and um, actually is filing for divorce. Not that I had nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. But that was her own decision. But when you meet somebody who you align with and is your total soulmate, I mean, I truly believe that. But yeah, she's something. I but it took me losing that for 9 years to realize it, and then I had to find myself before I could ever think about offering her anything. Like I said, we're just friends, but if it is ever possible that we could ever get back together, there's no doubt about that. There's there's just too much right going there. There's too much of alignment going there. There's too much clicking on all cylinders. But I grew a lot in the last year, and I'm telling you guys, it's because of my sobriety. It's because of my willingness to open my heart, willingness to um, have God be in the driver's seat, and I am so thankful and so blessed to have, um, I think, peace with myself, and it's very humbling. It's a good feeling. Um, I think in a relationship you have with anybody, it takes time. It takes patience. There's obviously loved ones who I always say that the persons that love you the most will hurt you the most. Um, and obviously, sometimes you gotta let go. You gotta let go because it's not good for you. It's not good for your health. It's not good for I always say this is my space. I don't let people rent space in my head. It's freaking Park Place, Boardwalk Boulevard, bro, and it's too expensive to rent space up in here. And I do not allow toxic people in my life. I can't. But I think it's important that we all have relationships that are healthy, that are pure, um, because that's important. Like I've been thinking about like the 10 people that you hang around with, or your closest friends or your relatives. Those are the ones you connect with. And you have something special in that bond. You have something that you can talk about and share to them only, um, because they always got your back. You always, you can confide in them, and no matter what, when the chips are down, they're gonna always have your back, and that's important because life does throw you curveballs. No matter if because some things are out of your control. Um, but like I always tell my kids, there's a lot of things you are in control of. Nobody's gonna knock on your door and give you an opportunity. Nobody's gonna knock on your door and say, "Hey, here's your next boyfriend." And it's always important when you're in a relationship. A healthy relationship is that you have to trust. You have to show them. Not just say it. I mean, my dad always said, "I'm from Missouri, mofo. Show me." And I've learned that because talk is cheap. Talk is very cheap. I love my kids and I love my friendships, but I value them so much more. And I think once you give yourself time, and especially when you get out of a toxic relationship, you have to have time out for yourself. Don't jump into another relationship in which you're just going to jump from that luggage you've had, that animosity that you have, and it's just going to carry over. I think it's very important that you find yourself and that you take time out, because not all men are assholes. Not all men are just they're out there, but you got to take time out, because if you don't, you're gonna find that same old guy who talks so much crap, and it's gonna feed you all the lines that you want to hear. Because I can tell you everything you want to hear by showing you. But it's important that you find yourself. You take time out. I can't stress that enough, because a lot of people don't, because they can't be alone. They fear, oh my God, who's gonna take me? I got 2 kids. I got 4. Just somebody's out there for you. We are not meant to be alone. But it's important that you have that sense of pride. You love yourself, because what you're doing is that you're spending time with somebody, and I don't waste my time. I mean, time to me is precious, and I can sense if I'm dating, I can tell from like day one, not a minute, but I mean an hour. It's just got to click on all cylinders, and I'm just very, very, very fortunate to come out of that cloud and finally be grounded, and I'm not willing, I'm just, what's the word? I am just so, I don't know, I'm happy. And people can sense that, people can see that, and I think it's important that you enjoy life. Even if you're single, even if you're not single, you have to enjoy life. When the chips are down, that's when a relationship really basically tells, is he going to be by my side, or is she going to run? That really tells you, because when the chips are rosy, everybody's, happy. But when the chips are down, boy, that tells you what kind of relationship you have. And there's no doubt that maybe this is, like I said, it's all about God's timing. I can just see it happening, that everything's coming to the alignment, and I'm just, it's all about God's timing, because He'll never. I remember one time that I was really young and dumb and full of bubble gum, I say. My mom, I was dating some girl, and she was a pretty far distance away. Okay, she